In today's marketing landscape, it's easy to think digital is everywhere. From social ads, Google campaigns, and email blasts, the options are endless. And traditional marketing sometimes feels like a thing of the past. But here's the truth. The businesses that see the best results aren't choosing one or the other. They're combining both. Integrated campaigns blend digital and traditional strategies to create a cohesive story that reaches your audience multiple times in multiple ways. In this episode, we're exploring why integration works, how to do it effectively, and practical ways small businesses can get started without breaking the bank. Welcome to Behind the Brand, the podcast for small business owners, solopreneurs, and aspiring entrepreneurs who are ready to start strong, stand out, and stay bold. I'm Taylor.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Isabella, and we're part of the powerhouse team of marketers at Moxie Creative.
We're taking you behind the scenes to explore what it takes to build and grow a memorable brand.
Ready to get behind the brand? Let's dive in. Hello, Moxieverse. Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Brand. Taylor here, and I'm sitting with Kelly, of course, and welcome back to the podcast, Mr. Michael Nelson.
Hello.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
Okay,
Right.
Kelly, because this was your topic of choice, you get to be the only one that talks.
Cool.
No, I'm just kidding. But we are going to talk about integrated campaigns. And I think this is a good one to talk about today because maybe last month or maybe in August, I don't really remember, all the months flow together, we talked a lot about, or we did an episode kind of solely on like digital campaigns. But in marketing, it's not just digital, right? There's a lot of traditional stuff. And you are also a traditional marketing pro.
I'm also a digital marketing pro.
I know. That's why I said also.
All around pro.
You're just a pro. But
Who
you've been
knows?
doing this for a really long time.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you
Compliment in there
long,
somewhere.
Yeah.
long.
that means you're an expert.
Yeah, does it.
So let's start out at the top of like, what is traditional marketing? When we say traditional marketing, what are you talking about?
Well, that's more the mass marketing, mass media. So billboards, print, radio, direct mail, kind of that analog before website type of things.
Yep.
So, and those were more of, I don't want to say they're not lead generation, but they're all the top of mind, television too,
Yep.
right? Brand awareness type of things that we would do. And we would run those campaigns, and that's how we get the word out about your company, right? And then along came digital, which is important to have a digital presence. We talk about that a lot. But I think the purpose of this podcast is that the two can work together, where some, people tend to, we've gotten the word out, I think, pretty well that you need a digital presence. But sometimes then people, they let go of the other.
Yeah.
And I think there's times where, having an integrated campaign, having more than just digital is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Michael, you're kind of our web guy, but you also are a great designer and you do a lot of traditional design work for us. How do you see the two things coming together? So web is like your main domain, right?
Yeah,
like you
but that's
spend a lot of your time there.
Yeah, but that's not where, I didn't start
in
like
web,
that.
right?
I started with print just because I'm not as old as Kelly. I haven't been around as long. I don't have as much experience.
There's only 5 years difference. Stop it.
But yes, I've been around in the days before like people had websites.
Let's talk about analog. He used to design T-shirts.
Yes, so I got my start designing.
Yeah. Okay.
old screen
Now I
print
actually
t-shirts.
want to go back. So I want to talk about that. What was it like when digital marketing, kind of hit the scene? How did you guys approach that? Because I have grown up my whole life. I mean, I had dial-up internet. I'm not that young, but
slow.
What was that?
You had dial-up.
Yeah, I did.
It was a slow transition. Like it was first it was websites, I think.
Yeah,
and
but
then-
I remember buying. Head & Furniture has been my client for almost 30 years. I bought their domain, I think in 1999. We did not put a website up to 2005.
Yep.
I would say from 99 to the early 2000s, not everybody had a website.
Yeah.
Some people did. And then if you did, we had a website company or agency in town. You had to go there. We didn't even do websites at our
Right.
agency.
And it was all like hand-coded HTML, built from the ground up websites back then. You had to go to a specialist. Whereas nowadays you have Wix and
Yeah.
Squarespace and people can do it themselves.
But that
Right.
was kind of the breaking point at my agency. They started in the 70s as a jingle company. I mean, you can't get more traditional than that. And then as it came up, and the owners were older, but we would hire graphic designers that maybe knew a little bit about web. And I think eventually then they transitioned. I ended up leaving, and we were probably in our first month of having a new agency and realized we need to do websites.
Yeah.
This was 2009. To believe that some companies still didn't have websites in 2009 kind of blows your mind,
that is
right?
crazy.
But I'm like, we have to hire a website person. There was one iteration before Michael, but then it was Michael in 2011 when he came on board. But, digital ads still weren't a thing.
Yeah. When did those hit the scene?
Well, I can remember when the St. Cloud Times had digital ads, and that was like, I want to say 2007, 6, 7.
And those would have been like display ads.
Those would have
type
been
things?
like, I remember buying like an ad on Care 11 where it would take over their home screen, and Hennons would sponsor that. And so we'd
Okay.
have an ad on a website. Like WJON did a lot of that. You could have an ad on their website. I didn't really like the Google Ad Network. I had no idea what that
Yeah.
was. I didn't really understand search. It was like almost like you could be on a website and see your little ad on there. That was as much digital as I
And there
understood.
was just so much garbage back then too, like late 90s, early 2000s, a lot of garbage ads and porn ads. You go to the wrong website looking for something. And
I'm talking like even
But-
the mid-aughts.
Mid-aughts,
We
yeah,
were
like
doing
like-
just display
like
ads.
It was,
really.
yeah, so it was like a slow transition from garbage internet to actually effective,
So-
legitimate ads, and everything kept getting cheaper. Like,
Yeah.
it was really
I
expensive. to
do
start.
even feel like, and maybe it's just because we've been taking on a lot more digital clients, but it really even to me, like I worked in the agency with you guys for almost 5 years now, 4.5 years. My first year, I don't think we were doing as much, and now it feels like we're doing a ton.
Yeah.
So it seems like we're still maybe going through like a huge adoption
Yeah,
phase.
so I would say the biggest switch for me, it felt like the recession, 2009. I remember right after that, like getting on Facebook, because isn't that when Facebook came out, like 2009 or
Around
so?
then,
Yeah.
2000.
And then I'm like, I remember the same time, like not understanding what Facebook was and how to press the buttons on my iPhone. I was just like, what is going on? Because I had a BlackBerry and it would go, gunk, gunk, and that's funny to you.
I had a BlackBerry too.
But you didn't have a clip for your pants. like
No, I
I
did
guess.
not.
Anyway, I
had
was
a
like,
Razr
hello.
flip phone.
Anyway, I don't know. It seemed like after that things got, but I want to say our focus was still websites, not necessarily
Yeah.
digital ads, and not necessarily like Facebook ads either, just being on Facebook. But yeah, so you're right. I mean, it keeps like transitioning. Now there's so much that you can do digitally.
Yeah.
Again, makes my point for me because let's just take Moxie as a case study.
Yeah,
When
that's great. This is what I wanna
when
talk
we
about.
started Moxie mid 2023. We actually, we got our website up and we do some search ads. And then we picked a traditional thing. We put an ad in the Chamber magazine because we just felt like the whole thing about digital is, yes, people are searching for your service. You should be doing digital stuff, right? Which people do search for our service. But if they don't know about you, they don't know to search to search either. So the whole thing about traditional and brand awareness thing is letting people know to search for you too. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I see it. And then so we did that for a year, and then the next year we went full more into digital more and we're doing SEO with our search. We did some social ads. Didn't seem that really worked for our industry, but then we did a billboard.
Yep.
And I think people talk about our billboards, because they see them. They're
Yeah.
driving around and you see them. Now, our issue was people didn't really know that our name changed or who we
Yeah.
were. And so, getting that, you can't tell the whole story on a billboard, but you get your name up there. And it was effective for us,
Yeah.
right? And so sometimes when I have clients
So
that
much
are,
so we just keep buying more.
yeah, we're still holding it too. But when people are
Seems like
like, no one's searching or no one knows about us, I'm like, well, are you doing anything else?
Yeah.
And I get it. You want to be where people are searching. Online presence is important, but it doesn't mean that's all you should do. So,
Yeah.
multimedia approach is always best. And I know people don't necessarily have the budgets, but
And I think that finally answers Taylor's first question, like how does digital and traditional go together? It's like you have to meet your audience where they're at or what they're looking for.
yeah.
Like you said, they may not know to search for that, but then you see a billboard or you see us in the community or
Yeah.
business cards and like, wow, these are cool. I'm going to look these guys up. Then they go to our website. So then those two things
Do you
play
remember
off each
putting
other.
website URLs on billboards? It's like no one's going to
Yeah.
drive by
Let me
and
slow
write
down
down.
and write down your URL.
Or a QR code.
Even a
Yeah,
QR
now
code,
there's
yeah.
now there's QR codes.
No.
A place I used to work for has a QR code on their billboard, and every time I see it, I want to scream.
So the whole, if you have good online presence, people just see your name and then Google it, right? That's what it should be. But I
Yeah.
remember we start taking URLs off billboards. So yeah, you're right. So it's been a thing. But that doesn't mean like radio or TV and these things don't work. I
Right.
mean, we really need to get the word out, or we used to say we need to market your website. Okay, you have a website. Now we
Yeah.
need to market it.
Do you feel like people maybe are leaning more into digital because depending on what you're doing, even if you have a small ad budget, it can be more cost effective? Billboards are not cheap. Radio ads are not cheap. I mean,
I
no
think-
marketing is
I know.
cheap. That's not the right word,
I do
but-
think that they think it's cheap.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily cheap. The thing with digital is you can track it.
Yeah.
And I think people like that because you can track more. The billboard, I can tell you how many people drive by in a day, but it's going to be more anecdotal of, hey, I saw your billboard.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to track. And that's always been the issue with traditional media, but that's all we ever had. And so we knew if we ran a campaign and sales were up, it must have worked.
Yeah,
Type
right.
of a thing. I think more than anything is we're getting calls of, hey, I'm not showing up on Google. And then when we dig into it and look at their brand and look at their website and look at their SEO and look at everything else, it's a lot more than they think. And a lot of times they don't want to do the work, because, showing up on Google starts with your website. And so I just talked to someone the other day and they called and I sent him an email back. I just looked up his website, gave him 5 ideas of what he could do. And he's like, oh, I don't have money to do that. And I'm like, well, you either figure it out or you're not going to be found on Google. I
Yeah.
mean, it's very, very competitive.
Yeah.
So in his case, maybe he needs to do some billboards and people would call him, but he
Yeah.
needs both, right?
Yeah. It also doesn't help when you have people, sometimes you have people chirping in your ear that don't know
Yeah.
that don't know what they don't know. And, I have a client that's like, people are telling me that that's way too much. I'm going to do it, but people are saying that that's way too much. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like
Yeah.
that's what the budget is.
It's tough for small businesses, right? Because you're competing with bigger businesses that have bigger budgets, which has always been the case.
Yeah.
But, you need an online presence. That is for sure.
Yeah.
And that means a good online presence, which
Yeah.
means a really great website, with good searchability. And you have to constantly put money into your digital presence. You're not just like, oh, I bought a website, now I'm done.
Yeah.
Like you have to invest in SEO all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, nobody would have found our website necessarily if they wouldn't have seen our billboard, or if we're not out and networking, or, maybe they did see our magazine ad, or they saw us at a golf tournament. I mean, it all works together. And so when people go, sometimes the budget only allows for, one tactic or
Yeah.
whatever. It's just not the end all be all.
So if in both of your perfect worlds, okay, let's set the stage. We have a client, they have done the branding, awesome brand. They've done the website, awesome website. Okay? They've done those two things, and now they have a limited budget to be spending every month. And they want to do one digital and one traditional tactic. What do you think?
It depends on who.
Don't say that, just say.
I would customize it to this reminds me of when people would call me and go, what's the new and happening marketing tactic? What's new? I want to do that. It depends on their audience. Who's their audience and where is their audience?
Yeah.
So,
I was just thinking about, we were talking about this, about the promenade, like how we do a lot of digital ads and everything to advertise this event that's coming up. But then one of the final pieces is a printed piece that is delivered to their home. And it's a very nice, big, printed, fancy piece.
Yeah.
Like, because it's a big, fancy event, and
Yeah.
you want people to feel it. So it's like, it's dependent on the event. I wouldn't do that for everybody. But for something like that, where you want that extra quality,
I think everybody should get a nice
mean-
mailer like that.
right.
it's pretty sweet.
Okay, what are your favorite things? What's your
Well, I
favorite
like
digital?
it.
What's your favorite traditional?
No, I like it all. And it really does. So this is what I wanted to say. Make the point is, who is your audience and where are they? Are they Googling your business, your service? Then you need, to be showing up on search ads, which can be spendy.
Yeah.
Is it more of a referral based business? Then you need social ads. Both together, great. Yeah. I mean, radio, if you have a consumer business, radio is great. It's can be a hefty budget, but maybe radios. I'm sorry.
No,
it
I like
does
that. That's
depend.
good. That's good. You're
You
giving.
know.
I mean, it's largely dependent on their
Yeah.
campaign, their strategy too. Like, what
Yeah,
are
that's
they
what I'm
trying to
saying.
do too? Like,
Yeah.
Like who are you trying to? Are you having a long-term campaign or a short-term campaign? Short-term, do a lot of digital. If you're doing look, you might not want to invest a lot of money in print for a short-term thing
Yeah.
as opposed to a
Okay,
long-term
so
thing.
we have a hop farm
Yeah.
that we help. They have a business that's not everybody. It's breweries and home brewers.
Yep.
So if you can identify your audience that way, then there's a list somewhere, right? An email list, a direct mail list. We can find them on social. We can find them on search. But it's national. So are we going to really search them out? I mean, do paid search in every state? It's
yeah.
so expensive.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like if I would put a billboard on I-94 for the hop farm, all these people are going to see it, but maybe 2 home brewers are going to see it, and that's a waste of money. So you need to hone it to your audience. So what we do is we send emails to these. We have their email list. We put ads in their industry magazine. You know, we hone the website to be, it's more of a communications things to that list. That's how it is. If
We
you're
focus
selling
a lot on
widgets in St. Cloud and you're a restaurant, I don't know that I would do digital ads for a restaurant. I'd go mass media. I'd
Yeah.
go billboard,
Boards, yeah.
radio, that type of a thing. So it just really depends on,
So with the hops, we focus a lot on social media too, like that
yeah.
avenue.
Because we can kind of pinpoint and find those,
Yeah.
find that list,
And they've got that cool brand that we've developed for them that looks cool in digital ads or just being on social
Social-
media.
yeah.
Just on Instagram.
Right. I do social media for Hennon's Furniture. Nobody wants to really engage with a furniture store. They want to know when the ad is.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we're active enough on social, but we do paid social. A paid ad is where you put the sale. You don't put every post isn't we have a sale, we have a sale, we have a sale. We
People
do.
Sounds like a
tune
great
it out.
strategy to me.
Yeah, right. So there's different tactics, and it depends what like you said, your industry, your messaging, where your people are. For us, we needed people. Our billboard does not say everything that we do, but we needed people to understand our name change, so it was perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
So what you are saying, Kelly?
It's your new strategy.
Literally just gonna say that. It's not about the money, it's about the strategy. You
Right.
need to be able to find your people where they're at and know exactly who you're marketing
Yeah,
to.
so marketing is what's your message and to whom do you want to deliver it?
Yeah, so listening to your buddy who has the B business and you have the C business, that didn't mean one better than the other, just the name.
different.
Listening to them, what they do, for their shoe business and what you do for your carpet business are going to be a lot different.
Yeah, I remember 20 years ago saying, I had a client they were older men and they're like, yeah, I listen to this radio station. And I'm like, yeah, but you are not your customer.
Yeah, I
I'm your
am,
customer
yeah.
and I don't listen to, sports radio. I'm listening to the pop station. Oh, there's so many stations. How do you know? How do you know? There's research, there's demographics, and more women listen to this station, so we're going on this station. And if you want to listen to it, you got to pop on that station. Sometimes business owners just want to see their own ad.
Yeah.
And, I don't see the digital ad, so it must not be on. Well,
You're not
you're not in the
target
algorithm, and you
Yeah.
shouldn't be
Yeah,
because
right.
you're
Stop.
not.
You're spending money on your own campaign.
Yeah,
You're paying
and
for your
so-
own views.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I used to be like billboard and radio together to catch those women driving around, carting their kids around.
Their kids around, yeah.
And, boy, I need a new minivan. That'd be a great commercial on the radio.
Did you ever drive a minivan?
Oh, yeah, 2.
Oh.
A Dodge Caravan. I think I had 2 different ones. Then I got a Highlander. I can hear Abby laughing.
You don't seem like a minivan mom, so I was just curious.
Oh, boy, I took a lot of flack for it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I love that sliding door.
I don't know. Funny. Okay. Well, we're on a tight schedule today, you guys. We did it. Anything else that you want to add?
I was going to say, ask Michael what some of his favorite traditional. I mean, some of the traditional we do is just like things, like promo items and
Yeah.
T-shirts.
Yeah.
This is cool. Well, I guess it's a digital billboard, but it's still a billboard. But I saw your T-shirt design for the homecoming thing
Oh, they put it on
on
a
a
billboard?
billboard yesterday.
Whoa, that's crazy. Mind
It's like
blown.
marketing inception.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So Michael designed a T-shirt for the homecoming campaign,
For the
For
Downtown
Downtown
Alliance.
Alliance.
and then
Yep.
they put it on a billboard.
That's cool. Yeah, I like seeing my stuff around. I saw our legacy logo at
Yeah.
the pumpkin patch the other day.
Oh, cool.
My favorite thing, there's things like that. I love posters because they're you can do really artsy
Hey,
things.
yeah.
And I've got so many at home.
Talk about grassroots.
Yeah. But you can do really cool artsy things that are just, like an art piece that is complementary to a brand or a campaign, and it's just a handout or a giveaway, something people will remember. That's just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Stickers.
Stickers, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
And
as
cheap.
things have gone more digital, we're coming back to the more tactile
I was
things.
going to say that,
Agreed, yeah.
especially with the rise of AI and stuff, people are going to really want that
Yeah.
handmade, real world, tangible thing.
Yeah, which I think is cool.
And we recommend stickers for every campaign.
Yeah, every
so
every campaign that
Yeah.
you have, you need custom stickers.
that's right. And T-shirts.
Do we get a subsidy for that or something?
We
No,
should.
we just want to design stickers.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like
we just,
stickers.
we just
I have
want
Mo
to
design some stickers today.
Oh, good. Oh, funny,
Okay.
funny.
So just don't forget other things when you're doing digital.
Yeah.
I just think it's important.
And don't just do what your buddy down the street tells you to do. You need to do what works for your business.
You have to use the right tool.
Right. And as marketing
right
consultants,
job.
we have all the tools in our toolbox. We're not just doing digital.
Right.
And that's why it can be sometimes hard to explain what we do. And we do what's best for our clients. And we have access to, we can design anything, we can coordinate anything. We do events, we do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. You want an integrated campaign? We're your people.
That's right.
Call us up.
I think we're going to end it there. If
Okay.
You guys are good with that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sure.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Thank you. Have a great week, and we will see you next time on Behind the Brand.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Behind the Brand. If you liked this episode, share it with a friend. If you didn't, share it with an enemy. To keep up with us, follow along on our socials. Links are in the show notes below.